Good morning, and welcome to TNN. I'm Toddler Donna, and we are following breaking news. A quiet Friday morning in rural Tennessee has just been shattered by a massive, catastrophic explosion at an explosives plant. We're getting reports that the blast completely obliterated a building, it shook homes for miles around, and has left an entire community desperately searching for answers and for their loved ones. If you're just joining us, be sure to like and subscribe for continuous updates on this and other daily stories.
For so many people in the area, the first sign that something was terribly, terribly wrong. It wasn't a warning, it wasn't something they saw, it was a sound. A sudden, violent noise that just ripped through the morning calm, and it was all captured on a home security camera miles away from the source. It was the sound of utter devastation.
And what a sound it was. A massive boom, that's how it's being described, was recorded by a doorbell camera. And get this, the camera was a staggering 11 miles away. The explosion happened at the Accurate Energetic Systems facility right around 7:45 a.m., and its power was just incredible.
The aftermath. Well, the pictures tell the story. It is a scene of total and complete devastation. Where a building once stood, there is now nothing. Absolutely nothing left but a smoking crater, surrounded by charred debris and the twisted metal shells of vehicles. The destructive force of this blast was absolute.
The shockwave was so powerful that residents as far as 15 miles away reported feeling their homes shake. I mean, can you imagine? One person living nearby said they thought their own house had collapsed. That's the kind of energy we're talking about.
But beyond all the physical destruction, the twisted metal and the smoking crater, the true toll, of course, is measured in human lives. This blast has created a story of profound loss and just agonizing uncertainty for a small, tight-knit community.
In the chaotic hours right after the explosion, this was the number that hung heavy over everyone. 19. 19 employees, or as the county sheriff so emotionally put it, 19 souls, were completely unaccounted for.
That right there, that was the assessment from a visibly shaken Humphreys County Sheriff, Chris Davis. You can just hear the emotion in his voice. His words really capture the horror that greeted first responders, a scene so unimaginable it left even veteran law enforcement at a loss for words.
And you have to understand, this plant wasn't just some anonymous factory on the edge of town. It's a key employer in a very close community. In small counties like Hickman and Humphreys, everybody knows somebody who works there. So this blast didn't just hit a building, it struck the absolute heart of the community.
And that collective pain, that shared anguish, it becomes deeply personal when you hear the stories of the families involved. Stories like Ava Hinson's. Her son, Jeremy Moore, was a longtime employee who worked in the very building that was destroyed. She was just left waiting, praying, desperate for any piece of news.
Those are Ava Hinson's heart-wrenching words, and they just capture that terrible limbo that families found themselves in, that unbearable pain of not knowing, where even the worst news imaginable might feel like a relief from the crushing weight of uncertainty. We're going to keep following these personal stories. If you want to stay updated, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So as the human toll becomes clearer, a massive and highly complex investigation is now getting underway. But it begs the question, how do you even begin to investigate a scene that is now just a crater filled with volatile, dangerous debris?
The danger was far from over after that first massive blast. Rescuers and emergency crews couldn't even get close to the site at first. Why? Because a wave of smaller, secondary explosions kept rocking the area, making an already incredibly perilous situation even more hazardous.
The sheer scale of this disaster prompted a massive multi-agency response. We're talking the ATF, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Homeland Security, the FBI, the State Bomb and Arson Team, all of them were deployed. That just underscores how complex and serious this investigation is going to be.
And the investigation has to follow a very methodical plan. The first, most critical step is just securing that still dangerous scene. Only after that's done can teams move on to the heartbreaking task of accounting for every single employee, and then finally, analyzing the evidence to piece together what happened. Officials were very quick to manage expectations. This quote from law enforcement made it crystal clear: answers are not going to come quickly. The meticulous, painstaking process of sifting through all of that evidence, it's going to take days, if not much, much longer. Now, as investigators are looking for a cause, many people are starting to look into the plant's past. And this brings us to a really critical and deeply troubling question.
Given this facility's history, was this disaster not just a tragic accident, but maybe something that could have been foreseen?
Because here is the stark reality of the situation. This plant has a history of deadly accidents. This horrific explosion was not an isolated incident, but really the latest event in a very troubling pattern.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It reveals a really disturbing pattern. Back in 2014, another blast there killed one worker and injured 4 more. Then, just a few years ago in 2019, the Tennessee Occupational Safety and Health Administration, that's TOSHA, cited the company for multiple serious safety violations.
And let's be clear, those 2019 violations weren't minor issues. They were all classified as serious. They included things like potential exposure of employees to dangerous chemicals, inadequate safety training, and poor communication about chemical hazards. These are all significant red flags about the safety culture at the plant.
And all of this, it leaves us with one final, haunting question. Given the history of past explosions, given the serious safety violations, could this tragedy have been prevented? It's a question investigators must now try to answer, and it's one that this grieving community will have to live with forever. That's all the time we have for now. I'm Toddler Donna for TNN. We will continue to bring you updates as this story develops. Please, don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest.